Hey, what's up guys? Mikey here. After I had some bad luck the other day and got humiliated for doing my own prank, it reminded me of a better time. A time before the year 2019 existed. AKA, a time when Drake and Josh was a thing that existed. Drake and Josh was a thing before the year 2019 after all.
You calling me a liar?
I ain't calling you a truther.
Why don't more people talk about this show today? Two stepbrothers, whether or not it's better than two blood brothers, that depends on who you ask. Back in the 2000s, Nickelodeon had such a great variety of shows, ranging from action shows to drama to sketch comedy to science fiction to just various animated series. While all of them were memorable for their own reasons, one of them has a bit more of a wholesome level that can make it seem superior to most others around this time. Close, but I said the 2000s, not the 90s. Drake and Josh, a sitcom about two guys who are polar opposites who become stepbrothers when their parents get married and they end up living together and growing to be friends and family at the same time. Created by Dan Schneider and is considered one of, if not his most iconic TV show he has ever created for Nickelodeon, and possibly ever, even to this day. It ran for over 3 years and also started a rather interesting period for Nickelodeon, where they tried to see if they could make their own music and make somebody from one of their own shows become famous for music specifically produced for the show. This would continue on for a few more years with some of their other shows, up until around 2015 when Every Which Way ended and they seemed to give up on music forever. Can't say I blame them. I just wanted to look back on this time and go over the history of one of the most memorable, funny, heartwarming shows that Nickelodeon ever made before they realized they only cared about money. But first, my history with Drake and Josh. Now, I had always seen commercials for this show when I was watching mostly cartoons like Jimmy Neutron or The Fairly Odd Parents. I remember I had seen a few episodes here and there and a couple of clips from various episodes on the old TurboNick website back when my childhood computer had working speakers and audio, but I didn't really go out of my way to watch every new episode live in its early years. But that's common for 7-year-olds who gravitate more towards cartoons compared to live action shows. Then around late 2005 or so, I saw a couple of promos for the TV movie Drake and Josh Go Hollywood and saw a few random clips from it on TurboNick, and then watched it shortly after it came out, and that completely sold me on the rest of the show, and to a lesser extent, the live action shows on Nickelodeon as a whole. Then I watched the remaining few episodes that season, and most of them in the final season, roughly around the time they came out. I also used to have this book that was a written adaptation of 2 Season 3 episodes, The Demonator and Alien Invasion. I don't have it anymore, but I remember reading that in a waiting room a few times. I also remember thinking that Season 4 was a Season 3, Season 3 was a Season 2, and Seasons 1 and 2 were both Season 1, since both Seasons 1 and 2 used the same intro, and they changed the look of it for Seasons 3 and 4. I remember when I finally looked up the list of episodes, I found it strange that there were 4 seasons and Season 1 only had 6 episodes. I had also seen a few episodes of the show prior when going back before Season 4 started, but I had some mixed feelings on several episodes. But that was mainly because I disliked when their sister Megan played pranks on them for no reason and the guys unfairly got in trouble for it and Megan was put on a pedestal. That was my only drawback. And I know that wasn't the focus of every episode, but some of the ones that did focus on it, I don't care much to go back for these days. Especially when your first big exposure to the show is Drake and Josh Go Hollywood, an episode that shows she does care about them, and we get other episodes that show she could seem to not give two shits about them. It's jarring. And yes, I know this is typical of siblings, but the line for me was drawn at my former point of the guys wrongfully getting blamed for what Megan did to them despite the guys not really doing anything wrong. Anyway, I remember seeing promos for Really Big Shrimp, the final episode filmed, but I didn't know it was the series finale at the time, especially since it didn't air as a series finale. I remember seeing the final scene of them fighting over a shrimp, and then the younger versions of themselves fighting over the shrimp. I knew these two guys were Drake and Josh before Drake and Josh, but I had absolutely no clue where this clip came from at all. Then the final 2 episodes that didn't premiere before Really Big Shrimp came out, creating some weird continuity issues. And then after the dance contest aired, I was confused as to why no more episodes came out after that. And not because iCarly was a thing, which also starred Miranda Cosgrove, but this was also 10-year-old me that didn't know that the word series or finale existed yet. And this wasn't until 2009 or so when I learned about a series finale and how Drake and Josh, as well as Ned's Classified School Survival Guide and Zoe 101 had ended too. But Zoe 101 taught me about the concept of a finale more than Drake and Josh did. And then Merry Christmas Drake and Josh came out 1 year later in December 2008, and I watched that to death. I loved it so much I recorded it on VHS and watched that in my room a lot whenever I was stressed out just about the thought of growing up. I don't have that tape anymore, but that Christmas movie in particular really helped me get through some saddening times before middle school, and I'll always be thankful for that too. And then when I was a teenager and discovered the Teen Nick channel and started rewatching Drake and Josh, I then officially discovered The Amanda Show and learned that's where that scene originated from. And once I learned that, rewatching the really big shrimp scene really hit differently. Now with that story out of the way, let's go over the history of how Drake and Josh became so popular. Back in 1994, Nickelodeon created All That, a sketch comedy show starring children, to be their version of Saturday Night Live. 7 cast members were regulars, and after the first 2 seasons, Angelique Bates left the show and a new cast member joined, Amanda Bynes. She would be a series regular until the end of the classic series in season 6. After season 5 wrapped up in 1999, Dan Schneider decided to give Amanda Bynes her own sketch comedy show. It would be similar to All That, but more fast-paced and have her in every skit, mostly. The new show, The Amanda Show, premiered on October 16, 1999. In addition to Amanda Bynes, the other cast members consisted of Drake Bell, Raquel Lee, Nancy Sullivan, and Johnny Cassier. After season 1 ended in 2000, Raquel Lee and Johnny Cassier left the series, and a new cast member joined, Josh Peck, and he would be a series regular for the rest of the show until 2002. He and Drake Bell starred alongside each other and bounced off each other, as well as Amanda Bynes in various skits.
Yeah, what are you doing here?
You know why we're here.
I know why we're here.
Hush up, Paulie.
Okay.
Starting with season 2 of The Amanda Show, a new skit started appearing called Moody's Point, where it was written as an over-the-top drama with somewhat exaggerated writing, lighting, and tone. This was created as an attempt to boost Amanda Bynes' popularity and give her her own show that wasn't a sketch show, where she wouldn't have to jump all over the place with what character she'd hit. The Amanda Show ended on September 21st, 2002 after 40 episodes, but Moody's Point was never turned into a fully fleshed out TV show. But you know how things work. When you want your next child to be a girl, but it ends up being 2 boys, the 2 boys end up being the most beloved and memorable children by all. In episode 39 of The Amanda Show, there was a scene where Drake and Josh fight over the shrimp they find. Their improv scene here inspired Dan and the writers to give Drake Bell and Josh Peck their own show. And so, it happened. Production began in 2003 and a pilot was filmed. Drake Bell and Josh Peck were given entirely original characters, Drake Parker and Josh Nichols respectively. The show would be about 2 guys with nothing in common who end up becoming stepbrothers when Drake's mom and Josh's dad got married. Nancy Sullivan, who was also a series regular on The Amanda Show, played Drake's mom, Audrey. Miranda Cosgrove was cast as Drake and then Josh's younger sister, Megan Parker. And Josh's dad, Walter Nichols, was played by Stephen Furst. The show was picked up by Nickelodeon, but it took a while, and Stephen Furst got busy with another project at the time, so Walter was recast with Jonathan Goldstein. The pilot was refilmed with the original one being lost, but a clip of it has surfaced online. Season 1 had 6 episodes, all of which were filmed at 60 frames a second, and a Season 2 with another 14 episodes was produced soon after, bringing the show to 20 episodes total. Starting here, the show was filmed at a lower frame rate, the set for Drake and Josh's bedroom was entirely redesigned, signifying a passage of time for the series, despite Season 2 using the same intro as Season 1. The theme for this show, I Found a Way, was sung by Drake Bell himself, marking the first Nickelodeon live-action sitcom where the theme song was sung by one of the main actors of the series. The show became an instant hit, with these polar opposites of brothers adjusting to their new life together and developing a genuine and wholesome friendship, while not sacrificing their character traits for comedy. The 6 episodes of Season 1 aired from January 11, 2004 to February 22, 2004. The episodes were structured like any normal live-action Nickelodeon show, with a cold opening followed by a theme song, and then the other 2 segments you'd expect to see. The only difference is that the episodes open up with Drake and Josh talking to the audience, telling stories about events they've lived through together from each other's points of views. Season 2 premiered that same year, only 3 weeks later on March 14, 2004, with the episode The Bet, where the brothers bet to see who can give up their addiction longer. Another 17 episodes were pretty quickly ordered, giving the show a Season 3, as well as a TV movie which was produced during Season 3, although sources don't include it as part of the seasons, but we'll come back to that. Season 2 finished airing on November 28, 2004 with the episode Honor Council, where Drake is framed for a car prank and Josh defends him in court. Season 3 premiered the following year on April 2, 2005 with the episode The Drake and Josh Inn, where Drake and Josh pretend their house is a hotel when they need money. That same year, the show was renewed for a Season 4 consisting of another 13 episodes. Production on Season 4 was halted in December 2005 after Drake Bell was involved in a car accident by a distracted driver. On January 6, 2006, the show's first TV movie, Drake and Josh Go Hollywood, premiered, where Drake and Josh accidentally put Megan on a plane bound for Los Angeles instead of Denver. So they go to LA to make sure she's okay and get sucked into a scheme involving counterfeit money. This TV movie was super successful and truly solidified this duo as a staple of all Nickelodeon fans' hearts. Classic Nickelodeon fans, that is. We don't know anybody who likes modern Nickelodeon. After the aforementioned car accident, filming of Season 4 resumed in March 2006. Season 3 finished airing on TV on April 8, 2006, with the episode Dr. Phyllis Show, a clip show episode featuring clips from Seasons 2 and 3 focused around various topics like the guys bickering or all the trauma Megan caused them. Another 7 episodes were ordered for Season 4, bringing the total to 20, and production was extended through to July 2006. Behind the scenes, there was a mutual decision amongst the cast and crew to end the show because Drake Bell and Josh Peck were getting older and wanted to move on to greener and better pastures. So in the summer of 2006, the final episode, Really Big Shrimp, an hour-long special, was filmed, wrapping up the show. On September 24, 2006, the final Season 4 premiered with the episode Josh Runs into Oprah, where all sorts of chaos ensues when Drake forgets Josh's birthday. The season continued throughout 2006 and 2007. On August 3, 2007, the series finale Really Big Shrimp premiered, where Drake and Josh get into a huge fight after Josh accidentally screws up Drake's record deal. And the episode ends with Drake and Josh fighting over a piece of shrimp.
I enjoy challenge! Hey, come on! I will pay you $10! $10! I will give you $10 for the night!
A recreation of the Amanda Show scene where Drake and Josh fight over a piece of shrimp. Except that it didn't air as a series finale. After that, they aired the episode Helicopter on August 5, 2007, and on September 16, 2007, the final episode that hadn't aired yet was Dance Contest, where Drake and Josh have motives to enter a dance contest, but argue over whose dance partners are better, and end up dancing with each other when their partners are kicked out for fighting. That episode felt odd as the final to air, even if it premiered alongside some dance-themed episodes of Zoey 101 and iCarly. I even remember my mom questioned why there was another new episode of Drake and Josh despite iCarly being a thing at that time. And while that's where the episodic show ends, the franchise doesn't. In the summer of 2008, filming of a Christmas special commenced, with the working title of Drake and Josh, Best Christmas Ever, and later retitled Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh. This movie was about Drake accidentally making a Christmas promise to a little girl and her foster family, and Josh gets arrested. When Drake tries to break Josh out of jail, the judge agrees to let them fulfill the Christmas promise Drake made, or they will end up back in jail. But they are halted at every turn by their parole officer. This was the first Christmas special produced by Nickelodeon that was longer than 30 minutes, which was typically how long all Christmas specials by all their properties were at this point. This was canon to the Drake and Josh series, but takes place after the episodic show and was produced as a standalone movie separate from the rest of the franchise. This movie has many heartwarming moments and a fun, happy ending. And regardless of how people feel about the movie, it is, at the very least, a nice ending to Drake and Josh, both the characters and the franchise. Oh, thank God, I didn't speak too soon. There's no crappy reboot or revival of the show at this point. Phew. And that is the story of the Drake and Josh series. Overall, such a great show. There have been talks about potentially reviving the series. Drake Bell and Josh Peck have come up with some ideas themselves, but every time they tried to share them, they all just ended up being shelved. And at first, that can be considered a disappointment for sure. But considering all the dog reboots, remakes, and revivals we get these days, I'd be totally fine if Drake and Josh was left as it is. It wasn't broken, so don't break it. But now, let's go back to Drake and Josh Go Hollywood. While it is included under the list of episodes, it's kept in a separate section from the episodes themselves, alongside Merry Christmas Drake and Josh. But really Big Shrimp isn't. It's included in the list of Season 4 episodes. Now to be fair, Go Hollywood is definitely bigger in scope compared to anything else we've seen in the show at this point. It doesn't include the laugh track or the theme song / title sequence. However, this was confirmed to be filmed during production of Season 3, not in between seasons, like how the iCarly Victorious crossover, I Party with Victorious, was filmed in between Seasons 1 and 2 of Victorious. And the main characters look the same as they do during Season 3, and the events of this are referenced in the hour-long movie, Really Big Shrimp.
Well, one of the main guys there, Alan Krim, he's in from New York, and I got him to come here to see Drake play live.
How'd you hook that up?
Oh, this guy we met in L.A.
Go Hollywood is also a 3-parter, taking up a 90-minute time slot when aired on TV. Most movies from Dan Schneider shows around this time were just 2-parters, taking up a 60-minute time slot, like Spring Breakup from Zoe 101, but it was also never released in theaters or advertised as an original movie separate from the main series. Merry Christmas Drake and Josh was a standalone that takes place after the main series, so I consider it a movie that is canon, but takes place after the episodic series is over, just like with the SpongeBob theatrical films. So while Go Hollywood is also listed separate from the episodes and is on a grander scale than most of the series, I still consider this to take place during the main show and would consider it a 3-part episode. So therefore, if we count Hollywood as a grand episode, that would bring the episode total of Drake and Josh to 57 episodes. And splitting up Go Hollywood and Big Shrimp to a part 1, 2, or 3, that would bring the total of Drake and Josh episodes to 60, not counting Merry Christmas Drake and Josh. That's a standalone movie, so I don't count that as an episode. Like how I count the SpongeBob movies as canon, but not part of the episodic show, and the Big Time Rush movie, Big Time Movie, which takes place in between seasons 2 and 3 of the show, but it's still a standalone that's connected to the main series. From the show being inspired by the improv arguing over a piece of shrimp,
I want the shrimp! I will give you the shrimp! There's nothing to see! I'll give you the shrimp! Let go of the shrimp!
to filming a pilot that was lost to time, to having many iconic episodes, as well as a movie that I had to give my 2 cents on it being not included with the list of season 3 episodes on any source, to the series finale airing out of order, to a standalone Christmas movie coming out 1 year later, Drake and Josh may not have had the most interesting series run of all time, but at least it was a consistent and memorable one. I don't always have an itch to revisit the show, admittedly, but whenever I do go back and watch it, I always have a good time. As long as I watch the episodes I have no issues with. And as long as I don't watch it on streaming services. Seriously, why are some scenes from episodes and some full episodes removed from streaming services for no good reason? Why do the higher-ups do this? Why do people like streaming services if they treat Drake and Josh this poorly? Drake and Josh was such a great show. Despite the few issues I've had with it occasionally, I'd be a big fat liar if I were to say that I didn't like the show. I do like some episodes more than others, but that's not special. That's the case with literally every TV show I've ever watched ever. It had a good ending to its story that I don't see many people complaining about, unlike Danny Phantom. It actually has an ending to its story, unlike Victorious, and it has a great legacy that was never milked dry, unlike SpongeBob. I'm glad it exists, and I love all the heart, inspiration, and integrity that was put into it. And if it doesn't get a reboot or revival, even better. So don't you dare ruin this for me, Nickelodeon.